we got an absolutely massive reveal on EW's livestream today. The final two weapons of the power pack were revealed on stream. We knew about the 308, we've talked about it on the live streams in the Discord. I think it's a cool idea, but these two new weapons are going to be a huge addition to the game. First of all, we have a 7mm bolt action rifle. That is something we've been asking for forever in the game. It's going to have a 3-round capacity, and even just imagine you're grinding for like caribou on Yukon Valley and run into a diamond bison. If you have the 7mm for your caribou grind, you can just take it out with that. You don't need to be carrying another weapon. Or if you're one of the much more bold people than me and are grinding red deer on Hirschfelden, same kind of deal. Run into a level 5 Euro bison, you can use your 7mm from that grind for that. And I think too, the 3-round mag may sound a little bit low at first compared to some other rifles, but just consider the way that animals spook now, a little more quickly than they used to. Rarely do you ever get more than 3 shots off anyway, especially with a bolt action rifle, maybe with the semi-auto, but I think 3 is going to be more than enough 99% of the time. And by the way, it was noted that the ammo that's going to be used in the bolt action rifle is the same as the ammo we can currently use in the break action, which not only confirms that the weapon classes will be the same from 49, it also confirms the ammo stats that we have in the game will be correct. So we can look at what we're carrying today in the 7mm with the 40 penetration and 12 expansion for the polymer tips. That will be the same as what we're firing with the bolt action, which is going to be insane to have in a repeating rifle. I think that's going to be something that probably everyone's going to be carrying in loadouts, really on any map you can think of. And then we have potentially a dethroning of the 300 in the 338 bolt action rifle. It's got a 5-round mag, it's modeled after the 338 Lapua, and I just think it's going to make moose grinds that much easier. You compare the 300 ammo to the 338, we'll actually do that now as we're looking at these. The 300 has 42 penetration and 14 expansion. The 338 has 45 penetration and 16 expansion. Just that little bit of difference every moose you have to track, that begins to shave off considerable time. And even like black bear grinds and stuff, it just makes them that much smoother, and I think that's a huge deal. And also, the design of that 338 is really cool. I love that they're going with something a little bit different compared to the 338 Rangemaster we have. It's a super modern, sleek design. And I mentioned the dethroning of the 300. This is huge for a couple of things. Just recently in Discord, I was asked about what map someone should purchase, and I had to consider that Yukon should be in the mix just because of the 300. The gun is that good that purchasing a map just to get the gun can be worth it. Now, the price of a map is about $7.99 US. The price of a weapon pack, I think, typically is $3.99 US. The 338 being even better than the 300 and being half the price as far as having to purchase it as a DLC, that's going to be a big deal. No longer will you need to buy Yukon to get the best big game gun in the game. You can just get the Power Pack Weapon Pack DLC. But going back to 2018 and maybe even a little bit further, players have been asking for these base game calibers to be reimagined as bolt action rifles to increase their utility, but also as more weapon packs came out, to kind of balance them out and catch them up to new rifles that eventually took their place, and that's now happening. And by the way, I should note, Beard said that the build that he was getting to reveal these weapons on was the same build as the Great One reveal, so when you're seeing weapons being tested on Great One Moose, that is why. He had spawned a bunch to actually show off the fur types and the antlers and all that, so that's what's going on the screen as we go through all this. I do genuinely think, for the first time ever, we have 2 meta-defining weapons in the same weapon pack, and as JaxyBeard has said, normally there's like a star of the show in a weapon pack, be it the M1 or the 308 AR or the 243 handgun and so on. I don't know that there really is a star of the show here. I think the 338 and the 7mm are on even ground. They are both that big of a deal for the state of the game and what weapons are currently used for the most popular hunted species. And I should also mention, I think I've used the words game-changing in this video. Jaxy, for a couple of streams now, has been saying that this update will be game-changing, will change the way he plays the game. These weapons are not the thing he's referring to, so there's something more in this update to get hyped about, and I think we're going to find that out next week. But I want to go back to the potential for these weapons to be game-changing in their own right. The one thing we don't know is the inventory weights, because that's the one place where it could be problematic. If they're too heavy to really make a decent loadout, I don't think you could feasibly have two meta-defining weapons. You'd probably go 7mm in a lot of situations to save on the loadout space, but I think the design of the 338 probably confirms that EW is following their, I would say, normal pattern of making DLC weapons lighter than some of the base game weapons. So if we look here in the inventory, the 7mm, the break action, is 4.5 units of inventory space, and 338 is 5 units. We, again, did not get to see how heavy they're going to be for the bolt action versions, but just looking at the design of the 338 and, in general, EW's pattern, I would expect them to be lighter, at least in their break action counterparts. Going all the way back to Yukon, when the 300 came out, it was 4 units of space, compared to the 338's 5, and then that just continued for a bunch of weapons. The 303 is 3.5 units. The M1 down here, 3.5 units. The 6.5 was 3 units, though it's a little bit less powerful than other 4 to 8 class weapons, but that was something that has been going on for a number of years now, and again, I think to even increase the utility of these bolt action weapons is likely we'll be seeing that, even if it's not to the same degree as like a 3.5 units, 4 units, something like that, wouldn't surprise me at all, because it just kind of gives you that many more loadout options. One other thing that just came out in the Call of the Wild Discord, by the way, was a link that shows us some of the new cosmetics that are coming with the Power Pack as well. So there are 3 new paints: Mississippi Acres Dark Gray, Medved Dark Blue, and Rancho Dark Green. Then we have 2 new sprays: Mississippi Acres Brush Spray and Medved Netting Spray. Then we've got a new material, which I think is like the wood grain ones that we had before, Animal Stripes Matte Sand. I think that's going to actually be pretty cool. And then we have a new camo, Parque Fernando Woodland Camo. So a number of new things coming with this. I think that's really cool to also include the weapon customization in a weapon pack, because they just kind of go hand in hand, and I think some of these, from what I'm seeing here, look pretty cool. But I think from Virhunga Savannah to Silver Ridge Peaks and everywhere in between, the new 338 bolt action rifle is going to be a great option for all of your class 8 and 9 animals, plus even class 7 things like grizzly bear or black bear. As for the 7mm, I can't imagine a map where it wouldn't be the preferred choice. It's going to be such a big deal to have that versatility, that power, that accuracy in a bolt action rifle, and I really cannot wait to get my hands on it. I think it's going to completely change the universal loadouts, things that you can carry just regardless of map. One or both of those weapons, I think, is going to be in every universal loadout option you can come up with. But I just wanted to make a quick video going over that stuff because it's a huge deal for Call of the Wild. I think it's going to be a big deal for literally every facet of player, whether you are a grinder, casual player, new to the game, been playing the game for years. These things are going to be huge. But I think on that note, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.